Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the FrostBytez gaming experience, part number 19 of the Pokemon Emerald walkthrough. So, I've already lied to you guys once before, so let's go ahead and just keep on the lie spree going. We are not going to be backtracking in order to get some of the items that we can now get due to Surf. We are actually going to continue forward. Reason being for this is because I just decided let's go in this direction instead of this direction. Because I'm going in the direction of getting the final member of my team. I won't be getting it in this part, but I should be getting it in the next part. And I'll go into more detail about this particular member of the team in the next part. In fact, then probably the next part will be a good majority talking about how to catch said Pokemon, you know, so we'll get into that once the next part hits up. Other reason is because when going back and looking through at some of the items that I haven't attained yet because I haven't had Surf just yet or Strength, I also noticed that I had already skipped over some that I could have actually gotten on the way back. So I'm like, well, now I got to go back to this and I got to go back to here. So I figured, you know what? I should probably wait until I can use Fly and then just go everywhere and obtain everything. I went through a city when I had a particular item that I could have traded in. Completely forgot to do that. I completely forgot that I already have the capability of using Strength. So I could have gotten 2 items that I couldn't get beforehand because I didn't have Strength and just completely went right past it like it was no big deal. Again, I've already missed so much, and right now it just makes more sense in my opinion to go on my way to get the final member of the team and then start looking to do some backtracking. Also, going this route, I go against trainers that don't have as high a Pokemon level. Another thing I was planning on doing with this is using Magnemite and surfing through the areas that we took the boat through in the very beginning of the game. But there's a lot of areas in there where I can use the move Dive, and I don't have that move just yet. So because of that, I figure, well, you know what, we can wait and come back on this when I do have Dive. And to me, it then just didn't make sense to backtrack for those said items if I wasn't going to do it via the means of Surf, okay, and taking care of all those trainers. I figure might as well do it all in one section. So instead of heading south and doing all that backtracking, instead we are heading towards the east, towards route number 118. Number of trainers that we can fight along the route here. A majority of this video is just going to be trainer fighting. Again, it's the next part that I will be looking to add the newest member of my team in route number 119, which is a gigantic route with a lot of items to pick up. So I got to start memorizing what items are where, what trainers are where, as well as getting said Pokemon and just about everything else. But we're only heading through route 118, and we're heading further east towards Route 123, but we're not going to be doing much there. I mostly head to Route 123 because more trainers I can go against. Let's go ahead and just get him out of the way, get some extra experience on Trapinch, because I really want to get him into Vibrava as soon as possible. I'm not too focused on Magnemite because we will be doing a lot of surfing soon. Magnemite will be the one taking advantage of that. I need to try and get Vibrava as soon as I possibly can to take advantage of that. Let's see here. But again, on route number, I think it's either 123 or 128. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head which route number it is. You can't access it coming from the west. You can only access it coming from the north. There's a bunch of hills that you have to jump through, and you can only do that coming from the north. Coming from the west side to the east side will not let you go any further. But again, there's a couple trainers we can go against, as well as a berry house that we will be showcasing a little bit in the next part. But it's another one of those, well, if I'm going this way anyways, and I don't want, if I was to go through from this straight to route number 119 and going through all of it, this would probably be a 30+ minute part. Like, Route 119 is relatively big. So I wanted to keep Route 118 and Route 119 separate, so I figured I'd just go straight east, take care of all of this, and then do Route 119 because it has just about everything that I'm looking to get in the next part anyways, and then it's only probably going to be about maybe a 20-minute part instead of a 30 to 40-minute part. Yeah, that's really about it. once we get the next member of our team, we're again, now that we have Surf, there is a number of backtracking that we have already done. And because of it, you know, we're able to explore new areas, like getting across route number 118, which I ignored until just now because, yeah, no reason other than just because. That's really about it. And so, again, just taking advantage of the trainers here. Let's get Trapinch as close to Vibrava as soon as possible, and let's just get going. But with route number 118, it comes with a new selection of Pokemon that you can run into, such as, and these are for all 3 versions, for all of them, you have a 30% chance to run into a Zigzagoon, a 10% chance to run into a Lanoon, 19% chance to run into a Wingull, 30% chance for an Electrike, 10% chance for a Manectric, and a 1% chance for a Kecleon. I always hate pronouncing it because for some reason my brain sees it as like Kelceon, and it is not. It is Kecleon. And I don't even know if that's the right pronunciation of it, but that's just how I'm going to say it. Kecleon. Whatever. 1% chance to get it. Again, it's that weird chameleon-like Pokemon where whenever it gets hit by a move, it immediately turns into that move's type. So it's really bad. Anyways, surfing, you have a 60% chance to run to a Tentacool with a 35% chance for a Wingull and a 5% chance for a Pelipper. If you are fishing with the old rod, you have a 30% chance for a Tentacool with a 70% chance of a Magikarp. With the good rod, which we just acquired, you have a 20% chance for a Tentacool with a 60% chance of a Magikarp and a 20% chance for a Carvanha. And then with the super rod, you have a 60% chance for a Carvanha with a 40% chance of getting yourself a Sharpedo. Sharpedo, I absolutely adore as a Pokemon. And I can't exactly say why other than just, hey, it's a shark and it's water dark. That's actually really cool. To me, that is just insanely awesome. And Sharpedo was my water typing that I used my first time playing Emerald. Now, obviously, that's going to come with the question. Well, if he's the first one that you played in Emerald and you got a certain connection with him, how come you're not using him on your particular team? Because certain Pokemon that I want on my team that I've been wanting to have on my team for a long time, and now I have the means of, well, having it on my team. So I might as well just take advantage of it as much as we can, really. That's really about it. Again, I like Sharpedo. Its passive ability, Rough Skin's pretty okay. Not exactly the greatest. And sometimes the darkness typing can really hurt it. But when it comes to the sense of just the game itself, relatively good Pokemon. Any Pokemon that learns Surf is already really good, especially in double battles. If it wasn't for the fact that Goldeen is technically not a part of the team, you know, I'd be using Goldeen's Surf in double battles like crazy with a Pokemon that it barely gets hurt by it. Which, now I think about it, is pretty much 0. I think everyone that I have on the team actually can get completely destroyed by Surf. Magnemite takes normal damage from water. I have a Rock and a Ground, so that's not good. I got a Fire, so that's not good. Sableye is going to take normal damage. I don't have anything that resists it, basically. So, yeah, that's a little bit tough, but whatever. But not too many cases where we would be looking to utilize Surf all that often. Except for one instance, and outside of that, yeah. Right now, actually, Surf, I believe, is the only dual hitting move that I have. The next one that I'm hoping to get, I can't remember what level I learned it. It's like late 30s, I believe, or early 40s, where Solrock can learn Rock Slide. Is that right? Rock Slide? Yeah, because I have Rock Throw right now. Yeah, Rock Slide. Relatively good, good rock move, especially in duo battles. But I believe it only has an 8% chance to hit. So, like, with everything else rock typing, it's like, hey, you might hit it. You don't know. Anyways, we'll see on that. That's really about it that's going on here. Not much else. Other than that, E3 has been going on in the middle of this recording. Gotta tell you, there's quite a bit that's coming out that I'm actually very interested in. There is a new Star Wars game, Fallen Order, and I'm going to be doing a whole entire video. I'm hoping that it comes up this weekend. It mostly depends on how busy I am with work, and I am looking to be relatively busy, but I should be able to probably get a video done by this weekend. I'm really hoping, if not at least by next weekend. Not everything I think about E3, but like games that kind of pique my interest that were showcased in E3, which honestly isn't a whole lot. Again, there's not a whole mess there's not a whole mess of games that really interest me these days. I usually just spend most of my time playing games that I played back when I was a kid, or just the obscure game here and there. But there is, like, you know, if there's a Metroidvania game coming out, I definitely want to be taking a look at that. There's a particular one coming out this month that I'm going to be taking a look at, so I'm very excited for that. So far, I haven't seen anything Metroidvania style, so I haven't been too interested, but I will say that, again, that Star Wars Fallen Order, it looks interesting, but I am very worried. Obviously, it having EA in it is very worrisome to me. And the fact that it pretty much looks like Assassin's Creed / Star Wars. So, I don't know. And, I don't know, for what I've seen, and technically, what was it, like, they were showcasing stuff in the alpha, and it's supposed to be coming out this November, which is also a little bit scary. I don't know, but it's a Star Wars game, and so I'm gonna play it even if it looks bad. You know, let me rephrase that. It is a solo adventure Star Wars game. And so even though it looks bad, I'm gonna go ahead and play it. I'm not much into the whole entire Battlefront scene. Or Battlefield, or whatever the hell those games are. I don't really care about those. When it comes to Star Wars, I really only care about the single-player solo experience. And we haven't really gotten one of those in a while. And so this one looks like it could be good, but also looks very unpolished currently. But again, it was the whole entire, well, this is our showcasing of the alpha. And it's like, great! Still looks a little bit janky in some cases, but am I excited for it? A little bit, you know, not extremely excited, but again, it's Star Wars, it's a solo adventure, I'm gonna play it. Interesting to see that it is canon, that it's basically takes place between episodes 3 and 4, right after 3 when Order 66 was dropped. Very interesting, and the fact that they make it canon also makes it very interesting as well. So I'm excited to play it, I'm excited to give it a go around, you know, but God, outside of that, what else have I seen on E3 that really catches my attention? Or even if it doesn't fully catch my attention, it's something that I'm like, okay, I will try that. I know probably a lot of people, I don't know, when I was listening to the crowd, it sounded like the crowd didn't care about it, which is kind of sad considering the fact that, you know, the first game apparently is, even today, is considered the most underrated game ever, which I haven't played it yet, and I should go out of my way to play it, but my biggest thought on it, so we're talking about Psychonauts, you know, they announced Psychonauts 2. My biggest thing with Psychonauts is they're saying, oh, you know, this is the most underrated game of all time. I've been hearing that being said for about the past 10 years now, to the point where if everybody thinks it's underrated, it's not underrated. It's just rated at that point. To me personally, it doesn't look like something that I would fully enjoy. I'll still probably go on my way and play it at some point, I don't know. But when they did showcase, hey, we're making a Psychonauts 2, and I didn't see like when it's supposed to come out or anything like that. Again, I'll be paying more attention to that as I'm looking to write notes for the video, talking about everything E3. I don't know, I was like, for me, it's like, okay, I wasn't that interested to begin with. Now I'm still kind of not interested, but maybe I'll give it a shot. But it was a little bit sad to listen and hear, like, no one in the audience really seemed to care all that much. You know, they're like, oh, you know, it almost felt like it was under the impression of what I had with it, where, okay, you know, Psychonauts considered underrated to the point where it's just now rated. No one was really asking for a Psychonauts 2 that I'm aware of. I haven't been hearing anybody asking for it. None of my friends have been asking for it. I haven't seen anything on the internet of people asking for it. And now all of a sudden it's here, and it's like, oh, okay. And that's about it. Now, maybe a lot of the crowd was filtered. I don't know, but I did hear some people going, yeah, okay, and that was kind of about it. And I'm like, God, for a game that's supposed to be the sequel to what was considered the most underrated game ever, it doesn't really seem like people really give a damn about the second one coming out. And as again, I can't blame them, because again, it's kind of one of those where it's like, do you just kind of taint the first game with this one? Or by I don't know, is the second, like, again, I haven't played the first one. I can't make any comparisons with the second one, obviously, but it could be one of those where it's like, oh, we're making this game so that when you play it and it's like, oh, it's not as good as the first one, then you go back and replay the first one or want to buy the first one. Maybe they're going to have some kind of collector's disc thing where it's like, hey, you'll get Psychonauts 1 and 2 with this, and it's their means of just getting some more money out of us, which, you know, is, hey, by all means, go right for it. You know, if you got that hustle, then go take advantage of that hustle. You got to. Anyways, what else was there that again caught my attention either in a good way or a bad way? And there's a lot of games coming out that I just don't give a crap about. A lot of the first person shooter expansion packs coming out and all that stuff, I really don't care. Assassin's Creed, don't really care. My goodness, what? And it sucks because I know in the back of my head I remember there was something announced that made me go, oh. Like there's a Halo game coming out. I don't really care. I've never been a fan of Halo. I played Halo 3 multiplayer a couple times back in like high school, early college, and that was really about it. Not a big Halo fan. Don't hate the game. I'm just not a fan, personally. God, what was it? There was like one game that I saw where I was like, oh, yeah, I'll totally. I saw Watch Dogs 3. Don't care. Still haven't played Watch Dogs 2. I really want to, but I don't think my graphics card is capable of handling it. Because I remember I tried it and I had such buggy issues and whatnot. And yeah, so I think I just got to get a new graphics card for that. Oh, what was there? I'm hoping that I remember before this video is over, but I don't think I will. But we got like a whole bunch of berries that we're going to be picking, so I have a lot of time to do this. Right outside the berry house is a whole bunch of berries, so, you know, who would have thought? Oh, what game was it? Oh my goodness. I can't even remember what company. Was it with Bethesda that it was being announced with? Oh, I don't. Ugh. Well, anyways, like I said, I'll know. I'll remember probably once this is done, or I'll remember like as I'm rewatching E3 and taking notes and all that stuff. There was another game besides the Jedi Fallen Order that I was like, oh, that seems really cool. I'm definitely going to give that a go around when it comes out. Don't remember what it was, though. Oh, but one game that scares the crap out of me, okay, that could either be really good or just a repeat of a game that I absolutely despise, is that Dragon Ball Project Z game. It's supposed to be an RPG adventure. Anybody else saw that immediately thought of Dragon Ball Z Sagas? I saw that, I'm like, oh no, it's Sagas all over again. It can't be. Like, oh my god, I'm so scared of there being a Sagas 2 in a way. I'm really hoping it's going to be a good one. But anyways, we're going to call it a part right there, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your evenings. We'll catch you all on the next part.